Hello, yes, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you again for tuning in. Today we are going to see another topic. Yes, another topic which is why people quit their New Year resolution. Why people quit their New Year resolution? Since we have just begun the year, I thought of bringing this topic because most times we set resolutions and we don't achieve them. Yes, so today we are going to talk about this topic. Again, introduction. My name is Anthony Muhumuza. Uh, I've done courses in finance and investment. I'm a financial advisor at Britain. I'm an author. I've written a book called The Way Within. You can find it on Amazon. It's a good book. It's a personal development book that helps you to grow as a person. Yes. For example, now with I normally give the first introduction of the first chapter of the book. The first chapter prepares you to understand who you are, what you have to stand for, setting boundaries, and also to understand yourself. For example, now to understand yourself, what foods do you can you do you do, favor you. For example, you may find that there are many things that are not that are not ours, but they are good in life. Yes, so it helps you to understand who you are, understand what you stand for, the things you have to be using now. For example, like also dressing up, because sometimes when we copy other people, you may find that some styles are not ours, but there are some styles which favor us. For example, you may find that maybe I have a big, maybe a big chest, and you may find that the suits work for me well. And when maybe another person has a small chest, and you may find that other clothes work for them, and you may find someone maybe Gomez's work for them well. When they wear them, they look nice. And another person, when he wears gentle shoes, they are not good. So you adjust. There are some other gentle shoes which are not so gentle. Yes, but for example, they look like go back to school, but they are gentle. But when you dress them, that's when you become smart. But these sharp ones, the pointed ones, you may find that they don't work for you according to how this your structure is. So you have to understand who you are, understand your boundaries, so that you may look nice as a person, and also you may achieve your goals. Yes, because most times we first understand who we are, the gifts we have, how God created us. Because most times we walk into other people's shadows. You find that we don't bring out the real us. You may find now, for example, when we are at school, you may find that we copy other people. But if we do the things which help us to do, for example, now when you see that most times, okay, this I got this philosophy from those cultures of long ago. They normally saw people at an early age, whereby they spotted people, for example, who went for farming and also who went for war, according to how the skills they had, and also how they were created. Yes. So some were taken to farm and others were taken for war, because some were strong and others were a bit weak. Yes. So here you have to understand yourself, who you are, and which gifts you have. Now, for example, there are some people a long time ago in that culture, they were not weak, they were weak, they didn't have power, but they were not taken to farm. They were taken to the palaces because of their wisdom. You understand? They were trained, and then they became counselors in the kingdom. So you as a person, you have to find out who you are. For example, which gifts do you have as a person? So that's how those people spotted out. So I got that philosophy from different ancient cultures, so that we as also our as modern people may also use that information to build ourselves and also to grow ourselves. Now, for example, uh, most times boys were raised at an early age, whereby they were trained to be men. They were trained to look after their families. They were trained to look after their women and after their children, even before they were 16. So at an early age they were trained. At 4 years they were trained. You should A man should live like this. A man should behave like this. So people and uh, grew up when they are responsible. Yes, and also the women also they were also raised to be women. They were also raised to take care of their families and also to farm. So you found that the marriage was what was partnership. Everyone had every side contributed. So that's this philosophy I try to make research about. And I normally write personal development books. Yes. So that's in case you feel you can go to Amazon and then you read about the introduction. If you feel the introduction can work for you, maybe you can get the copy. If it doesn't work for you, then it's okay. Yeah, yeah. I've also done. I do sales and marketing, and also I've completed a diploma in human resource management. So yes, that's me. So let's go to our topic. Why people quit their new year resolution? Why? Every year, millions of people make new year resolutions. They promise to exercise more, save more, learn new skills, or improve their wealth. I mean, they improve their health. However, most people quit their resolution within the first few months. Yes, understanding why people give up can help us create better goals and succeed. Now here we see that most people, when the year has just begun, they are very passionate about their year resolution. But within just 3 or even 4, you may find that they have given up. Why? Why do they give up? So we are going to look about to, uh, to look to look to explain these reasons why people do what people give up. Yes, yet they have started passionately, and they are willing, and they have that passion. They want to start a new journey in their life. So the first reason, goals are too big or unrealistic. Yes. One major reason people quit is that their goals are too ambitious. For example, someone who never exercise may decide to work out every day. This sudden change is hard to maintain and often leads to frustration and burnout. Yes, now for example, if you try to just shift, there are two types of change, when you want to change in system. For example, there is introducing a new system, whereby you a new system works with the old until you phase out the old. And also there is just coming and bringing the new system, and then you remove the old one, and then you start with the new system. So most times, bringing a new system, and you bringing a new system, and you just phase out the first one, it's a bit difficult. Why? Because you have to learn new things, and there and then, and it's sometimes it's hectic, and it takes time. Yeah, that's why sometimes it's hard for some people to just make a shift. Yes, that's why most times it's better to bring in a new system, and you use them concurrently until you you feel that the new one you have mastered it, then you phase out the what the old. Now, for example, here you may, if it's workout, you may start slowly. Like for example, every day maybe you do two press-ups, and then you increase every each day you add on one press-up, or sit-ups. Each day you add on each day, and you make sure that at least you even if it's small, and even if you forget, there's no big deal with that. You just catch up as long as it's still in your mind. Yes. So that's that. And don't, you should not make it too hard, because most times even when they start, they burn out. For example, you feel the muscles are paining you, and you feel you don't want to work out again. Yes, but when you try to make slowly, start slow. Yes. The Baganda say, akwate mpola atuuka wala. So meaning, and another saying which is bogo bogo simulilo, which means that when you start things in full swing, or you may not reach the goal. But when you catch them slowly and you take them slowly, that's when you can reach. Yes. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. Yes. So the second one is a lack of a clear plan. Many people set goals but do not create a plan to achieve them. Saying I want to lose weight is not enough. Without specific steps such as meal plans, workout schedules, it becomes easy to give up. Yes, if you don't have a plan, for example, a plan you follow, or a roadmap. Now, most times it needs to do a roadmap, and you say, after this I'll do this, after this I'll do this, and this is how I will achieve my goal. Yes, but when you don't have a plan, most times you fail. Yes. The third one is motivation fades over time. At the beginning of the year, motivation is high. Over time, excitement fades and daily routines return. When motivation disappears, people rely on discipline, which many have not yet built. Yes, most times at the beginning we are very passionate, but we have not built that character, which is the discipline. Yes, we have not built all those habits. Yes, we have not mastered them. So you find that when the passion fades, or for example, if you have done a lot of workout, you feel pain, and you feel the motivation has gone, and then you feel you no longer want to do what to do the practice. Yes. Number four is fear of failure. Some people quit because they make one mistake and feel like they have failed. Missing one workout or breaking a diet once can make people feel discouraged, even though progress does not require perfection. Yes, most times we even that's what I've been saying, that even if you make a mistake, don't feel bad. You just catch up. Yes, the next day you catch up, because we forget. We are humans. We forget. Yes, so you don't put yourself on pressure, and you don't put yourself on gunpoint. So you have to take things slow at the beginning. Yes. Number five is no support system. Try to change habits alone can be difficult without encouragement from friends, families, or a group. People often feel isolated and give up more easily. Yeah, most times when you're beginning a new journey, when you are alone, since it's not your thing, it becomes a bit challenging and a bit difficult. So that's why you see some people give up, because there are few people who are loners. There are few people who are loners, and loners, they are the ones who enjoy themselves when they are alone, and they can do things alone, and they feel good when they are alone. That's why you saw most people who are frustrated during COVID time, and yet the loaners were feeling, they were chilling, they were feeling, yeah, now it's our time, you understand, in the indoors, eh? So yeah, so but most people are what love to love being around people. So that's why you see some people fail in starting things alone. Yes. Lack of tracking progress. When people don't track their progress, they may feel like they are not improving, even when they are. This leads to disappointment and quitting. Yeah. Now, for example, here at first, if you don't track your progress, you may not see the results, and yet the results are there. Yes. For example, if you start working out, and then maybe you may not feel the what the you may not feel the progress, but people who see you, they do what they see the progress. Yes. So sometimes when you judge yourself and there's no other person to judge you or to tell you, you may think that you're not making progress. Because even sometimes when you look in yourself in the mirror, you may not see the real change, but a different person who knows you well can do what? Can see the change. Yes, that's why sometimes you track yourself and do what? And track yourself for results. Yes. How to avoid. So those are the what the reasons. So how, we are seeing now to how to avoid quitting. Yeah, how to avoid quitting. Those what quitting when we have set goals or resolution in at the beginning of the year. Set small and realistic goals. Yes, set small. So here we see that the resolution, all the things you want to achieve, they are sometimes big. So you break them into smaller parts or smaller chunks that you whereby you achieve one by one, one by one. Maybe let's say uh, maybe you want to buy land. This year you want to buy land. What you do, you say every month I will be saving maybe 50, 50, 50. Yes, or 100, 100. So by the year goes to end, maybe you have your 2 million or 3 million, and then you can buy a plot for yourself. So it depends on how you want. Yes. Create a clear action plan. Yes, so set a plan like that, the one I've just said. You may say now, maybe on my salary I'll be removing 100,000, or I'll be removing 200, and then I'll be saving that every month, and maybe I'll also remove a 50K every month for just uncertainties, so that I may not so that the money I'm saving for my goals does not be taken away by uncertainties. Yes, so you set a plan for yourself to achieve those goals. um, Build habits slowly. So yes, so you begin slowly. Most times when, for example, if we tell people to invest, some people want to invest a lot of money, but I usually encourage people to start small, because most times when you invest a lot of money from your salary, of course you will come back and get that money and use it, because things will come, a responsibility will come up, and then you have to use that money again. So, but what I normally advise people, you start, even if it is 20K, you start small, and in that 20K, when you save it, you leave it there. Because the advantage with it, that when you're consistent, also your what also your interest becomes consistent on growing. But when you keep on removing, also also your interest keep reducing. Yes, so that's why you have to begin to start slow, build your habits slow. Yes, so that you may not burn out, and also you may not go back at where you started from. Because I see that some people may bring 100, like a million at first, and then after two months they withdraw almost a half of it, and after 1 month again they remove a half of which remains. So you may find that they don't make progress. Yes. And you may say, these things don't, I'm not getting from them. Now it's because that you have not been consistent. You're removing and doing what, and again coming back. But when you're consistent, even if it's very you, but when you're consistent, that's when it grows. Yes. Find support. Accept mistakes as part of the process. So here you accept the mistake, even if you maybe you have set maybe you have set a goal, and then you want to achieve it, and then maybe sometimes you forget, or let's say that you've been saving and then you forget, and one month is okay. Or maybe you've got a problem and you want to withdraw 1 month, it's okay. But as long as it does not become a habit. Yes. Find support and accountability. Yes, here I found people who have like minds like you. For example, here you find people who do the things you do, who want the things you want, so that you may match with them. That's where you grow faster. If you want, for example, if you want to start working out, find a friend who works out daily. That will you get that support from them, and they will also tell you learn from them many things. And also they will normally, when you try to miss, of course they will try to give you a call or to message you that it's time now for what, for working out. I remember when I was still in my high school, we used to do workout, and sometimes I even could say, this evening I'm not going to work out, but because I was in the park, I was in the group of group of what, of group of friends. They don't, today are you going or you're not going? They just come and tell you and say it's time, let us go. So you even if you don't want, they just already they are in the mood, they just come and get you, and then you go and you find yourself that you're consistent. Yes, even if you don't want, you find that because of the pressure, or the peer pressure, or the peer pressure, you find that you just go. Yeah, some things are both sided. So when I say peer pressure, I look now to the what, to the advantage side. Yes. uh track progress and celebrate small wins. Yes, track progress and celebrate small wins. So for example, here, when you progress in something, or uh let's say maybe you got land. Maybe you are saving for land, and then you got all the money, and then you bought that land. Most times it's good to celebrate yourself. When you celebrate yourself, of course you'll be encouraged, and you call other people who are your friends, and they celebrate with you. That's why most times you see people celebrating when they have completed houses. They celebrate and they call their friends, and then people who support you, and then they celebrate when they are entering their new house, and they celebrate with them. Yes, because they are celebrating that win, because it's a bit difficult. So when you celebrate those wins, it gives you courage to achieve other goals. Yes. So that's that. In conclusion, people quit New Year resolution not because they are weak, but because their goals and systems are flawed. Yes. With better planning, realistic expectations, and patience, resolution can turn into lasting habits. Yes, now we see, as we have just read, that most people quit because their system that do not work, or their system have problems, or they are putting themselves on pressure. Yes, but when we have good systems in position, and we follow those systems, of course we achieve our expectation, and we develop habits. And as long as we develop those habits will help us to even achieve more goals. So the main point here is developing those habits, and those habits are developed with and and keep on with patience and and forgiving yourself. For example, when you do mistakes, yes, you come back, you do comebacks, and then you catch up with the with your set plan. Yes, so that's that. Thank you. Now back to you. How have you prepared yourself, or how have prepared yours? Now, how have you done your plan? How have you done any goal? Have you written down any goals? Because most times the Bible tells us that if we don't have vision, we perish. Yes, a man without vision perish. So, as a person, you have to write down something that you want to achieve in life. Yes, you have to write down something which you want to achieve. Imagine now if maybe the president called you, and then maybe they are giving youth or old men money, and then he and maybe he spot you out, and then he say, you, I've chosen you, I want to give you something that you want. What could you say that you want? That's where some people, you may find that they are for ask for shoes, others ask for bensins, and then if you don't, you have not written down something. So you have to set something, and then you, in case of anything, or you have a chance, you can you can do what you can present it. Yes. So that's that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of what? Part of this training. Yes, thank you. See you again. Yes, have a good evening.